I was outside of Pryor, Montana. We'd spent the afternoon at the Yellowtail Reservoir right out in Montana. And then we left and went through Pryor, and that was about 8:30 at night, and it was almost dark. It was July 2nd of 1986. And it turned dark, and all of a sudden, the next thing we knew, we were driving along a dirt road about 3.5 hours later, not knowing where we were, and we pulled up to an intersection, and I turned right, and just as I looked down to look at the map, we went off the road and flipped end over end, and we rolled twice and end over end, and I was stuffed underneath the dash. They said I was dead. My girlfriend got thrown in the back of the truck, and they got her out, but they couldn't get me out because they had already pronounced that I was dead. The MPs came down, highway patrol, I was dead. But during that time, they were getting ready to hook up the tow trucks to pull the truck out so that they could actually get me up on the road to get the truck, and they'd take me out then, because there was no sense in dragging me out of the truck and then hauling me up the hill. They'd get everything up at once, and well, during that time, I had an OBE where I got out of the truck and I walked around, and the truck was upside down, and I walked around the entire truck, and I saw everything. I saw everybody. I saw the firemen, I saw the police officers, I saw the residents of the reservation that lived over there, and they're the ones that actually called because they heard another wreck. But yeah, and I got back in the truck. I walked all the way around it, and I looked at everybody, and I saw everybody, and I saw the Native American guys and everything. And it was about midnight, and I climbed back in the truck underneath. I was stuffed underneath the dashboard on the driver's side with the brake pedal. It was a manual transmission, and I had the brake pedal and the clutch pedal, and right up between there was the accelerator. Yeah.
Around your neck?
Oh yeah, it was bad. I was clear up underneath that dash. You wouldn't believe it. I had 6 broken ribs. I had 3 on this side, 3 on this side. I had a concussion on my head that was the size of a Coke can. And I just woke up, and they extradited me out of the truck and pulled me out. And when they took me to the hospital, they put us on a helicopter. My girlfriend and me. I got a picture of her right here. That's her high school picture. That's her high school senior
She's gorgeous.
picture. Yeah, she was with me. She got thrown through the back. Yeah, we're still friends. They took us to the hospital on this helicopter where we were like strapped on the outside. They didn't put us inside this helicopter. We were out on the running boards of this helicopter.
So, if somebody else were to come to you and tell you that they also had an OBE, an out-of-body experience, you would probably take them seriously?
Yes. Yes, I would, because it happened to me. Because people came up to me, up to the hospital room, and the ambulance driver came up to my room, and because he couldn't believe it, he thought Man,
Well, what was it
you were dead.
Yeah, what was it you told me that you were talking to the cops later and you were describing something that they told you that you couldn't possibly have known?
Something I mentioned about walking around my truck.
Okay.
And because I got out of the truck, I mean, I very mentally feel like I mean, visualized it. I can see it today. I got out of the truck, everything was okay. I was walking around, but I wasn't walking, I was floating.
You were floating.
Yeah, it was like I was, and I could see everyone. And the color of all the lights was kind of a, not like, it was like orange, like these orange,
little Christmas
light bulbs.
lights?
It was not, everything was real orange around there. It was like really, and there were these firemen running around, and like these cops, and I was like going around them, and I don't know.
And the truck was upside down, and you said the brake pedal and the accelerator were around your shoulders and your neck, and you were really bad up under the dash. But
I was.
And you somehow knew that you knew the truck was upside down. You knew about the scene, and you were able to talk about it later.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
They did. They thought that was, yeah.
Something you normally wouldn't be able to see while you're stuffed up under the brake pedal.
Right.
Because they threw me up on the helicopter. And we were flying along. I mean, it's like, I mean, it was like a MASH, you know, that show MASH, where they put the guys on there. That's what we were. It was like this helicopter, and we're on this skid right next to each other, and they're going across the treetops, and yeah, it was, they got us into Billings. I was there about 13 days. My folks were, I think my folks came all the way up there. I mean, that was like 3 days of driving. I mean, it was amazing, because my folks came up and rescued us. I was in the hospital for a good 4 days before I could even know what day of the week it was.
So that's probably why the EMTs and everybody were saying how they were surprised that you would remember that kind of thing, because you weren't even, cognizant at all until 4 days later. And to be able to describe something in that much detail probably shocked them.
Well, they all came up. You know, the people that called in, the 911, and she came up, and then her husband came up later, and that's just to my hospital, my bedside. Yeah. And the ambulance driver and the tow truck driver, he said they had a hell of a time getting that truck out of there. But
I bet so.
But yeah, all those people came up and visited with me, and when they realized that, man, after seeing you dead.
Yeah, for an hour.
What
You said you were dead for an hour, right? While they were doing all of that?
Yeah.
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 Wow. While you were floating around, you said everything was a little bit different, lights, a little bit orangey and stuff like that. Was there anything else that kind of stood out to you as being different?
Well, actually, what I found being different is being able to see UFOs and stuff.
Oh, so you're able to see that after the wreck.
That's what changed, and being able to tell. It's just like when I was here last summer and night vision on, we saw those streaks. Mm-hmm. I think that's what I have been able to see. And, you know, after my wreck and then my OBE, I've seen more and more of that since my oldest son actually pointed out to me that.
Something you never would have noticed. Okay. Being
very fully aware. And I got, I'll show you something here. Check this out. It was last year, I just moved here, and there was a full moon. let's see. That was December 2nd. Okay? Okay, here we go. See that? That's a full moon on December 2nd. See that little dot?
Yeah.
Okay, watch this. That's about 3 seconds later.
Oh, okay.
And on the same day. That dot
is moving.
Yeah. And I mean, I took that and I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to take another one real quick. And look at it now. This is amazing.
Yeah.
There's a dot.
Usually those don't show up, I don't think, on movie
I've never
pictures at
seen
night.
anything like that. Have you seen that? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where that just happens naturally.
I don't know.
When
In photography.
it's moving that quickly.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
I could
pretty
probably look it up on the timeline, but it was only 3 seconds. That was December 2nd. Just for whatever reason, I thought, you know what? That's a nice, cool full moon. I just went out there and took a couple pictures of it.
Yeah.
That, you know,
And
kind
then-
of deal.
yeah.
And then I look at it and I see those dots. What the hell?
And that was December 2nd of 2017, right?
Yes.
Would have been.
It's stuff like this that happens to me. I see more and more evidence that there is not, we're not alone.